Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy you're here today. I am working on importing and cleaning up an image for a background in Cricut Design Space. Okay, exactly what do I mean by that? Well, this is an image drawn by Hetty Claire, and it comes in with a white background. But I want to bring in this Valentine heart to go behind this cute little pony. So that's not going to work if it's all white back here. So I want to show you how to clean up an image so that you can put something behind it if you choose to. This video is actually a precursor to a second video where I will show you how I add the heart. This video is just importing and cleaning up the image. If you'd like to see that second video, I'm going to put a link to it right up here. I will also link it in the box below. The card is for the Path of Positivity Challenge. I'll throw that link in that other video so that you can find that if you'd like to come in and share something and play along with us. All right, so here's our image from Hetty Claire, this cute little pony. And you'll notice that there are a few little issues that I had when I cleaned it up the first time. For example, I've got this added white. Let's just bump this up so you can see better. I have this added white. So when I bring this blue square in, see how that shows up? That's why I brought the blue square in so you could actually see. And then down here, look right here where I've got this pointing, this yellow pointer. I can't color that, right? So, because now it's going to be blue, and that's going to look a little funny unless I have a multicolor mane here, right? So I want to show you how to avoid some of those pitfalls and how we get started on a project like that. So let's go and let's start by uploading our image. So we're going to come over and click Upload over in our left-hand column. Up here it says Image, Upload Image. I'm going to left click. I'm going to grab my image, drag it in, and there it is. Now you can see this big white box, right? That's what we want to get rid of. I'm going to come down here to the right-hand corner, and I'm going to click Continue. That's a left click on my Mac. And here it is. I like to start by coming up to this tool right here. I can come in and get rid of most of the white just by using this tool. I'm going to come around it. I want to make sure to stay to the right, left, up, and lower of the image, getting rid of as much of it as I can without chopping off any lines. I let go. I have most of that clipped away. Let's take a look at this image before we start. The reason this image in particular is a little more difficult than most is because it is done in more of a sketch style drawing, where the artist has left some little holes or left some little places that didn't exactly connect. This is a great style, especially for cartoon drawing. However, in Cricut Design Space, it can create a problem when we try to get rid of the white around the image. So normally what we would do is we would just click Remove Background, but that's not going to work on this image. Let's just remove the background and you'll see what I'm saying. See how all of the little checks show up underneath? See how the little checks? So that's going to be, it's invisible. All we're going to print are these lines. So if we go to put that blue square or a pink heart, let's bring the image back. If we go to put this pink heart underneath, everything that is underneath this pink heart is going to show up in pink. And that's not what we want. We want to be able to color that with our color mediums. So we need to fix that. So let's just back up here. And by the way, if you make a mistake, you can just back up right here. That's your backup button. It will just take you back one step from where you were. First thing I do when I approach an image like this is I go to find where my let's just call them problem spots are. And that's going to be an area like this right here, or an open hole right here. Another hole would be right here in this flower. Right here's a little hole. Wherever one line does not touch another line, that's a hole. And that's going to create a problem for us. So we need to get rid of the holes. Well, we cannot draw necessarily in Cricut Design Space, but we can strategically erase. So let's do that. Let's left click our eraser, and let's just come in and right next to this line, see how I have the circle bumped up right next to it? I'm just going to click. That's all I did. Now I'm going to hold down on my mouse. I'm holding it down. I'm clicking down, and I'm just going to pull it around. I'm trying to stay as close as I can to this one without bumping this one or this one, because I don't want to erase those. Now I have another hole right here. So let's just come in, but see how I'm running into this? Let's make the eraser smaller by sliding to the left. I'm going to come in now, and I'm going to close up this hole. I'm going to come right around and click, click, click. If you're good at navigating your mouse, you can just slide, hold down, and slide around like that. But if you need to click, 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 you can do that too. I do a combination of the two, to be perfectly honest. Now I sort of dented in there. I can fix that with my Copics, or I can come back and I can just use my back button. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just come right down this bit of forelock here, that bit of hair. I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to start making an area to work in. I'm going to work from about right here, this part of this forelock area, and I'm going to work down to his nostril. So I'm going to go ahead and just sort of chunk out that bit. I'm going to come all the way over here, and that's going to create a chunk of area to work. Here's a hole right here. So I'm going to make my eraser very small. I'm going to come in, just start erasing up that line. Again, I got rid of some of it, so I can come back, I can back up, and I can try again. I can make my eraser even smaller. I will tell you, because I've cleaned up this one a couple of times, this really is the hardest area right here. And there is a way to fix this later too, and I'll share that later in the video. At any time, if you want to go back up, you can. If you want to restore, you can. And that's what I said I would show you later in the video. Let's click over here, preview single layer. So I can see here what I've chopped out already. I know I want to get rid of that. All right, so I know that I accidentally went over that. If I left click restore, and I go right over that, look how it comes right back. All right, but so did this white right here, okay? So just be aware of that you've restored it all, not just the part. Now let's go in and see what we have. Looks pretty good. All right, now we've already fixed this part. This part looks pretty good. Looks like we might have a little hole right here. Let's just sort of go in and mend up that hole. Once you think you've closed up your holes, then you can come back over to your select tool and click right over in the area where you are working. We don't want to see any checks show up in the pony's hair or face. And we didn't. Excellent. Right here did not disappear though. Let's see if I click there if it will. And it did. We're safe. And there, and there, and there, and there. So we have this whole section now clean. And we can check that. right there. But look, we've lost some things. All right, let's figure out what we lost. All right, this can just go away. So let's come back and get our eraser. That's better. Now, you might not be this particular. You may be more particular. So it's up to you how particular you want to be. Let's go back and let's use that restore button to catch this. We click restore. We're going to size down a little bit. We're going to very carefully just bring this little circle right through here. You can go left to right, right to left, whatever's comfortable for you. And you know what? Anything you don't get exactly, you can clean up with your coloring. Keep that in mind also. Okay, that looks a little better, doesn't it? Now, you can spend hours on something like this, depending upon just how particular you want to be. Okay, I just want to warn you. All right, let's move on to this section. We see a big hole here, and we have some holes around the flower. So we're going to pull in our eraser again. We're going to make it pretty large. All we need to do is just mend this little hole here by pulling it right up next to it. Got a little hole right there. We'll get in there. And let's close off this one. So I'm just pulling my mouse down, and now let's try it. And it looks like we're good. All right. Now we've closed off this area here. So let's click right here, and it looks like we made it. All right, let's come up here and let's get this area up here. As you can see, it's a little bit more simple up here because we don't have quite as many gaps, not as many holes to repair. Getting right in next to that line, right in next to this line. And now we just have this area here. I think we're okay. Let's select it and see. We made it. Excellent. Let's look at it. Oops, lost a little bit right there. Let's just bring in our restore. You can always restore right over the black lines because you want to restore those anyway. So it doesn't hurt a thing. So I hope you can see I'm just basically putting that circle right over the parts that I did not want to erase, and it put it right back in. There you go. See that? And this came back again. Let's go back and let's restore that again. I'm not quite sure why that keeps getting erased. There we go. As well as this. I think I can fix the rest of that with coloring, to be perfectly honest. Let's come back here and see what's going on here. Looks like we missed a spot right in here. So let's get our eraser. Let's just come in and pull that through. Now for these little itty bitty areas, I can come in and use my select tool and just click right next to the border, as long as it's not where I was closing up a hole. But any of these other places, it is safe to do that. See right there, I lost it, so I'm going to restore it. Let's see where that was again. There it is. There we go. We restored that. All right, now we come into some decisions that we have to make. This is the back of our pony, and this is the mane part coming down. We have to decide, okay, does this mane, is it part that we want to keep, or do we not want to keep it as mane? So you can see that from mine, I actually, I just colored through all of it because I chopped it off, all right? But if you want to use this for something different and you want to think about, okay, his body comes down around this way, all right? You may want to get rid of some of this. That's completely up to you. So that's a decision you'll sort of have to make. All right, so for our needs, this is pretty good, actually. Believe it or not, it's gonna work, I think. Again, you can be as particular as you want to be, all right? You can spend hours on this. Let's go ahead and just take a look at our whole image. Not bad, it looks a little silly here in silhouette form, but trust me, it will work. We're going to click our apply and continue. We're going to use our flat graphic. This creates different layers of color. We don't need that. This one is a single layer, like just a basic cut image. That's not what we want because we want to print and cut. So we want a flat graphic. So we're going to left click, continue, left click. This is the name of our image, Ponyflower Copy Watermarked. And I'm going to go ahead and type in Hetty Claire's name because I like to have that. Then what I like to do is I just do a command copy, command V. Then I start placing commas between these words. This just saves me a little bit of time. Then I might want to type in a couple more words like horse, pony, animal, cute, cartoon, anything that will help me bring up this image when I am trying to find it. Then I'm going to come over here and maybe, I know I have a Hetty Claire folder here, so I may want to add this to Hetty Claire. And once I've done that, I can upload. Now this brought it in to my page, and let's take a look at it. Let's see how clean it is. All right, so let's take this one away. And we know we had some errors in this one, didn't we? See these errors that we had? So let's see if we did better. Yeah, just a little bit better. All right, that pretty much takes care of things for this part of the video. If you are interested in learning more Cricut tips and tricks, you might want to subscribe to my channel. I welcome you to do that. If you learned something new or you just enjoyed what we did today, you might give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. Hey, I'll catch up with you in the next video. Have a wonderful week. Bye.